Hi guys, it's LPS Kirby Button here. Um, I've been wanting to do this video for a while now, where, um, okay. So for those of you who don't know, the game School of Dragons will be shut down completely on June 30th of this year. Um, and when I heard that news, it really broke my heart because I've had this game for such a long time. So I figured it's now or never. I am making the video where I showcase every single dragon I have, which is one of every single kind of dragon you can get on this game. And it's going to be of a similar format that Silver Willow Wing did when she made her first series of this sort of thing, where, she introduces each one and shares a little snippet about them. So that's what I'm doing. Um, I know some of you guys probably want LPS videos, but they take forever to make, as I stated in my last video. So we're doing this no matter how long it takes me to film, record, upload, whatever. Um, so yeah. We're going to go alphabetical order by class, and within each class go alphabetical order by species. And I should say, all of the dragons can be out and about on different islands or stay in the stables whenever they want, but they must be back for breakfast and dinner. And I should also say, I love all of my dragons and all of them get along and love to be around each other, so none of them are like complete menaces. So let's get started. Alright, so the first class is the Boulder class, and the first dragon we're going to talk about is Spike, the Catastrophic Quaken. Spike is a very sweet dragon, but he doesn't quite realize just how big he is, so when he wants to play, he'll really just shove you. But, you know, he's still a big sweetheart and a bit of a dweeb deep down, even if he doesn't realize just that, rolling and smashing himself into the ground isn't going to be everyone's favorite form of play. He's very good friends with my Prickleboggle and Thunderpede, particularly because of the symbiotic relationship with the Prickleboggle, and just being so similar with the Thunderpede. So, yeah, all in all, he's just a big baby at heart, really. I mean, look at him. He's just a big baby. Alright, next is Moose the Crimson Goregutter. This guy is just Spike to the extreme. He looks so intimidating, but he's really so playful and such a giant, oversized puppy dog. However, I mean, like Spike, Bestie doesn't really understand that he's a beast when it comes to size. I mean, look at the guy. I love him dearly, and all my dragons love to play with him, but he's getting better when it comes to being aware about his size, which is always a good thing. Alright, so this is Lord Afterlife, the Elder Sentinel. He is just so protective over everyone. It's in his nature. I have been working with him to lighten up a bit because I don't want him to stress himself out. He's very attentive and caring and almost literally a rock to lean on whenever the dragons feel upset, and he's a great listener. Overall, he's a fantastic, very hard-working dragon. Also, I think his name is pretty cool if you ask me. Alright, this is Lava the Eruptodon. This guy's pretty chill, mostly just eats magma and such all day. He's still very nice and likes to hang out with my other dragons, and when he's with me, we work very well together. I haven't been spending as much time with him as I probably should have, but he still really likes to be around me, and I'm very fond of him and how well he works with others. So, yeah. Okay, this is Radish the Grapple Grounder. This man. Woo! He can be a bit stuck up sometimes, but it's never with my dragons. He's really weird like that because with my dragons, he views everyone as equal, but with other people's dragons, he's evaluating how good they are at any and everything. He's been getting better, especially since both my leader dragon, if you will, and me don't tolerate it, but nonetheless, he's still a derpy dingbat, and I freaking love it. I mean, look at him. He's just so derpy. This is Widow, the Grave Napper. Finally, a girl here! Now, she actually prefers to be more alone than others, but she still likes to be around my other dragons at feeding times. She particularly clings to me, and we have a great bond, but with anyone else's dragons, she just doesn't want to deal with them. The most amount of aggression you'll get is a growl from her, but that really only happens when she's really annoyed. And that takes quite a lot. However, she's pretty relaxed and super cool looking. Because, I mean, let's be real, the Grave Napper is really cool looking. Alright, this is Popsicle the Grunsicle. I got him from Ice Storm Island, the expansion pack. And he's been quite attached to me to the point where it got a little invasive. But we've worked on it and we're good now. He's very friendly and outgoing, and he's very grateful for the little quote unquote sunscreen that I made for him, which I use for all dragons that live in snow or water and would dry up like a dang raisin if out of it. So he really likes to be able to be in the sun and play without any problems. Also, yes, I know the name Popsicle is very cliche for a Grunsicle, but to me, in my honest opinion, it's just so fun to say the Popsicle is my Grunsicle in a weird British accent. Okay, this is Cupcake the Gronkle. This gal is so sweet and caring that she might as well be nicknamed Miss Congeniality. I love working with her because she's just so friendly and works so well with others. However, I haven't been spending much time with her at all because of events and such, but I still hold her very dear and she greets me so warmly every day, and I sincerely appreciate it. This is Diesel, the gruesome gore gripper. He's well aware of how cool he looks, but does he give a crap? Nope. He just wants to play, especially a game of tag. He loves tag. He too is quite unaware of how big he is, but he's more aware than some others, which is nice. He's pretty protective and not that social around other people's dragons, only really my own. But he's very responsible and respectful, which, makes him a great partner overall. Alright, this is Rocky the Hot Purple. Lazy, sleepy, and nap time. Those three words are his mood, his vibe, all the above. He's very sweet and loves to be around others, and he's great for helping me get rid of scrap metal I don't need, but he's not really the one to jump at the opportunity to do a task. He's still very docile and obedient, very gentle, but he's more like my little reading pal on a lazy day than one to do tasks with. This is Chanter the Humbanger. First of all, what the frick is this dragon? The poor thing can't move without using their wings to push themselves forward and dragging their tail, and even when they're quote unquote sitting, they're still flapping their wings. The humdinger might be one of the most unfortunate hybrids in this world. Nonetheless, Chanter is still a very nice and charming dragon, and is so positive every day that dragons love being around him. He especially loves his confetti fireball and can honestly make anybody smile with how he pushes through his struggles. Especially given what kind of dragon he is. I swear, I don't know how he does it. Because if I were him, I would not be able to do it, but he does it. God bless it. This is Rue, the Hushboggle. He honestly finds so much joy in helping others and can really pull through as a leader. He does play pretty rough sometimes on his own time, but he knows his boundaries, and I really like that whenever he messes up and makes a mistake, he owns up to it. Even from the time he was a baby, he did. Now, I know, he looks a little freaky, probably someone's sleep paralysis demon, but deep down, he is a very good dragon. And hey, his wings look really cool. This is Pamplemousse, the Ridge Snipper. Ah, yes, the dragon with a tail so thin there is no way it's holding that club. Anyway, she is quite a shy dragon, and while she likes being around my dragons, she's still so quiet and practically hides behind me in public. I feel like it's a confidence thing, and I've been working with her because I understand where she's coming from in being so shy, but it's taking a while. I mean, hey, progress is progress, though. I wish she was more outgoing because she's so sweet, but hey, we're getting there. And like I said, progress is progress. Alright, this is Earthquake, the Screaming Death. Gosh, I have so many memories of doing hourly battles with him. He's since retired from those battles ever since I got my Sea Stormer, but he and my Skaldron used to do all the hourly battles together, and now they've joined me in Dragon Tactics, and I'm so appreciative of them. Earthquake's very good friends with my Thunderdrum, likely because they're so loud, so I have to remind them constantly to quiet down. But he's such a strong hard worker deep down, and he truly cares about everyone, even if he gets a little snappy at other people and their dragons who decide to be jerks. Because, I mean, hey, who wouldn't? This is Hercules, the Sentinel. He really looks up to Lord Afterlife and practically, like, follows the guy around everywhere. Is Lord Afterlife bothered? No. In fact, the two of them are really close, and Hercules, being true to his species, is very protective and overall is very strong and friendly, but he knows his boundaries, so don't worry about that. This is Zebra the Shovel Helm. Zebra is very shy. He's basically a gentle giant, but he's pretty quiet even with my own dragons. However, unlike Pamplemousse, he's more willing to be social, but only if he really has to. He's still so sweet and respectful, and anyone who has ever met him will say he's one of the sweetest dragons they've ever met, and I wholeheartedly agree. Okay, this is Cliff the Snafflefang. This guy is very energetic, and out of all my Boulder class dragons, is the biggest life of the party one ever did see. Like, I swear he's so bouncy all the time. He does know when to be serious, though, and he's still very good at helping others. It's honestly very impressive just how happy he is all the time, so to see him sad is a rarity, but we all know what cheers him up. This is Box Boxer the Thunderbead. Now, because he and Spike are both very strong and powerful dragons, they are very good friends. And he also loves being around my Prickle Boggle as well. He's actually a pretty joyful brute, I guess, considering he sometimes acts like someone who goes to the gym, but one can see him dancing a little bit all the time. I know, and heck, he knows that Thunderbeads aren't necessarily the prettiest dragons. But I admire just how carefree he is, despite that not so fun reputation with his species. This is King, the Whispering Death. Despite his rather spooky appearance, he's actually a pretty cool and chill guy. Now, out and about outside the stables, he's going wild in the Whispering Death tunnels that are out and about, but for the most part, he's pretty relaxed. He gets along really well with my changeling, just sneaking around and generally being goofballs, but I'm really glad that I got to hatch and train him after finding his egg in these very Whispering Death tunnels. Right over there. Okay, we are going to take a little mystery into the mystery class. And the first dragon in the mystery class is Metal the Armor Wing. Now, fun fact, I was originally going to name him Grass due to his colors for some reason. I don't know why, so don't ask. School of Dragons wouldn't allow the name for some reason, though, but Metal is much more fitting of a name. I don't know what was going through my head. Don't ask any questions. Anyway, he, like a true armor wing, collects metal all the dang time. He had to make a bit of a system with my smothering smoke breath and sword stealer since they also like metal, but they make it work, which is very admirable of him. He was rescued from dragon hunters, so he's also a very grateful and just a really good dragon. This is Chip the Bone Napper. Now, I named him Chip because the bones being put together like puzzle pieces for some reason made me think chips, and the name stuck. Don't ask what goes through my head. I have no answers. I do love to say Chip old boy in a weird British accent, and he's actually a very nice guy. Just so genuine all the time. He's a little messy because he collects so many bones, like they're stamps or something, but he somehow manages to organize them on occasion, and he's still a very jolly guy. This is Buffy, the Buffalord. He's very docile and gentle, and with a lot of training, he'll still remain calm even when away from the herbs he loves. He slobbers a lot, though, and cleaning it up can get a wee bit annoying, but he's still a respectful guy. I was originally going to name him Fatty, but School of Dragons didn't allow that. I wonder why. And my sister loves Buffaloids and said I should name him Buffy. How original. But now he's got a name that's as cute as he is. Here is Batgirl, the Cavern Crasher. She prefers to be more isolated, whether she's outside the stables or with me. It makes sense given that she's a cavern crasher, even though her flammable slime isn't too messy, funny enough. But she's still nice and respectful to my dragons. She doesn't interact much with other people's dragons, though. I've trained her to only eat chicken eggs at this point, and she'll turn her nose up, literally, to any dragon eggs at school or outside the stable. So, I'm very proud of her. And now we have Junior the Changeling. First of all, it's Junior, not JR, as School of Dragons wouldn't allow the full spelling for some reason. He's very good friends with King, and he's quite sneaky, loving to spook people whenever he can. He's not mean about it though, just silly. Aside from that, he's pretty chill and cool and very fun to be around. And I mean, hey, he can turn invisible. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. And here we have Smile the Chimeragon. I call his kind of Chimeragon Bewildergon due to being a mix between a Bewilderbeast and a Sentinel, and that the Chimeragon and Dawn of New Riders came before him. Anyway, I named him Smile because he always looks like he's smiling. And he's so bubbly, admirable, and playful that he literally makes others smile. A lot of my dragons look up to him, and even though it can be rather difficult to see over his head frill, because, I mean, what? We've made it work. Next, we have Kangaroo the Death Song. I know he has a glitch with his eyes. I don't know why. Just deal with it. The name is because he bounces around like a kangaroo. Don't give me that look. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I rescued him on Melody Island, but because I worked with him from the get-go to not eat dragons, he literally doesn't even think about that, so I therefore never had an issue with that. He's very noble, can be pretty goofy sometimes, and he's a very pretty dragon to look at, because I mean, just look at those wings! And he's also very good friends with my Slither song. By the way, all my dragons are desensitized to his song, so don't worry about that. And this is Raymond the Jamilian. He's very silly and crazy, but he's also very clever and creative. Much like any Jamilian, he's very social and loves to be around other dragons, especially other Jamilians. And he can be rather clingy to my dragons sometimes, but they don't mind it because he's not annoying about it. I think he's very precious and a very pretty dragon to look at. Because, I mean, look at those colors. They're gorgeous. So, yeah, that's Raymond for you. Next is Poisson, the Dreadstrider. This boy loves that he's both fast when, running and can fly. But while he used to kind of brag about it, he doesn't anymore. Now, he's still very confident, he's just not cocky, which is good. He's pretty chill, and honestly just acts so over it when it comes to other people's dragons being cocky. He's kind of sassy, but it's very amusing and pretty valid. Also, he's named Poisson, which is French for fish, because, let's be real, the Dreadstrider do be looking like a fibish. Here we have Sky, the Flightmare. She loves to spook people and other dragons, including myself, but it's all in good fun. She especially loves Dreadfall and goes nuts when the time comes around. Sky loves to fly around, and she gets her algae outside the stables and brings some back with her every time, so that struggle is out of my hands. She's very playful, very pretty, and overall just, true to her species, just very fascinating. And this is Aurora, the Frostmare. Dang, all the Flightmare stuff now, huh? Anyway, she's very relaxed and doesn't really like doing anything she doesn't want to. Like, she'll still do it, but you can tell she doesn't feel like it. which is a mood. The job is still decent, and hey, at least she doesn't complain. I love her colors, and she's a very nice and good dragon, and when she does want to do a task, she does a stellar job. And this is Broccoli and Carrot, the Ghastly's Applejack. Broccoli is the head on the right, so to the right of my axe there, and Carrot is the head on the left, which is the head on the left of my axe. The way these guys walk is just so funny to me. Like, oh my word. Like, I can't. I can't. They just look so derpy. Heck, they act derpy too. They're very funny and love making others laugh, which is very helpful whenever anyone feels down that day. These boys are very lighthearted and just seem to always know how to comfort others, including themselves. I'm sorry, the way they walk though. Oh my word. But hey, the wings are pretty cool. This is Goldeen, the golden dragon. How original. Yes, she's named after a Pokemon. She is so sassy all the time, it's just hysterical. Sure, does she look kind of odd? Yeah, but she doesn't care. She's so caring of others and just wants others to be happy, which means that being sassy is sometimes all that she needs to do to bring a few laughs. She's just so freaking funny, and I'm absolutely living for it. This is Thunder and Lightning, my hideous Zippleback, my third dragon ever. Wow! These two dudes are pretty different, but they bounce off each other so well. Thunder, who's the head on the right, or leads gas, is more stern yet gentle, and Lightning, the head on the left, or the one that ignites the gas with a spark, is more goofy and rough. However, they work together so beautifully and love to joke with each other. Everyone enjoys their presence, and all three of us work very well together, if I do say so myself. This is Pink Eye, the albino hobgoblin. He tends to follow me around everywhere whenever he can, and it's like he just freaking teleports. However, he's still a very lovable guy and a cuddlebug. He hangs out with my other hobgoblin a lot, who would have thunk, and he just kind of exists aside from that. He's named Pink Eye because of his eye color from being albino. Jeez, I feel like I'm talking about name origins a bunch. This is Emmett, the other hobgoblin. He's pretty chill. He just kind of exists. Spends a lot of time with Pink Eye. He's also a cuddlebug. Yeah. Nothing crazy exciting about him, but I love him. He's very nice, stares at things a lot, and he has this little board of wood that he'll chew on a bunch, but yeah. He's not aggressive. He's not annoying. He's not bad. He's just a good guy. This is Sandy the Sandbuster. He loves the sunscreen I made so he can go out in the sun with no issue. He does steal treasure to bury underground, but he's good at checking to make sure it's not wanted. He's pretty good at sharing with my smothering smoke breath in particular, but for the most part, their interests lie in fairly different categories. He's nice, curious about new things, and makes beautiful glass sculptures and such. This is Velvet the Skrill Napper. She's super epic and very outgoing, but also so nice and accepting of everyone. She can be pretty protective of others when she needs to be, but she's never aggressive unless she absolutely has to be. She's super cool looking. I mean, look at her. And acts very much like a tomboy, and she has all the reasons to be deemed as someone who's legitimately cool. This is Butterfly, the Slither song, another dragon where my dragons are desensitized to the song of. She hangs out with Kangaroo a lot, and she also has been trained since the time she was hatched to not eat dragons. And she's now appalled by the idea of eating dragons because she loves my other dragons so much. She's very nice, very pretty to look at. Those wings. And loves to make music with Kangaroo, and the two of them also occasionally make incredible music with my Songwing as well. Here is Viper, the Slitherwing. Now, before I continue, we have made it work regarding his venom and poison all over his skin. He has been trained to control how much venom he has out, and he finds it so cool that he can even do that. And now he can play with his friends without any risk of potentially poisoning them lethally. Yay! So that's grand. He's very playful and fun-loving, and his face when he's done with someone else's dragon's bullcrap is so funny. And he's just very enjoyable. This is Snowball, the smothering smoke breath. He's very friendly and cute, but he can be a little rascal sometimes because he steals a fair amount of scrap metal. He's made it work with my armor wing and sword stealer, so he actually brings some metal to, well, metal, and keeps some of his own for his own nest, or gives swords to my sword stealer. So he's basically just a good dragon to make compromises with, since he can diffuse small/petty arguments very well, being able to control his smoke amazingly. This is Cloudy, Lucky, Rain, and Wind, the Snap Trapper. 4 names for 4 heads with these boys. They somehow all have the same emotion at a given time, like they all share a single brain cell. Well, no, they're all very intelligent and especially emotionally intelligent. They like to fill the room with a chocolate scent, since they can do that, just to make others feel good, and they really like playing in the rain and mud. It's thankfully not a hassle to clean them, and they're just really pretty and adorable. This is Xerneas, the Songwing. Oh my word, his colors are gorgeous. I could stare at them all day. I love it. Anyway, another Rescue Riders dragon means one named after a Pokemon. Xerneas just looks so done with everything and confused with existence, it's very amusing. He's ultimately very polite, makes a fair amount of music, and occasionally does so with my Death Song and Slither Song. Look at the colors. The colors. Okay, I'm done. This is Goldilocks, the Sweet Death. Now, despite her interesting appearance, she is actually very sweet and kind. Kind of like the name of her species. Sweet, her personality. Death, her appearance. Anyway, she does have a bit of a temper, but it's never really with my dragons. Just more so other people's dragons. Kind of a trend. Anyway, and she's still very kind and caring, like 99% of the time. This is Cutler, the Sword Stealer. Why the Sword Stealer is in the Mystery class and not the Sharp class, I'll never know. Anyway, Cutler only steals swords, and he used to be quite selfish about it. But then, through training, we made it so that he isn't like that. Any swords he doesn't want, he gives it to my Smothering Smoke Breath and Armor Wing, very rarely to my Sandbuster, because he usually doesn't want them. And some of his best swords he gives to me. Honestly, with how pleasant and sweet he is now, watching him show off his sword collection is just so precious. He acts like such a kid over it. And here is Hook and Jab, the Zipple. These two bad boys just cause so much chaos, it's insane. Now, inside the stables, it's at most just harmless pranks. Outside the stables, I swear it's knocking down the biggest possible tree they can find with just one fireball. They never actually hurt anyone, but my word. They are so full of energy. But hey, when they work hard at tasks, it shows in the best way possible. Okay, we're gonna take a sharp turn to the sharp class, and the first dragon of this class is Eggplant the Bone Stormer. Okay, I thought the Bone Stormer hero skin was purple, and I pre-name all my dragons, so I decided to keep the name despite the color being green. Are there green eggplants? I don't know. Anyway, Eggplant himself is pretty stubborn and can be pretty petty and ridiculous, but deep down, he's pretty cool. He's pretty rad. And I'm working with him to make him less difficult, for lack of a better term. This is Ace, the Deathly Gale Slash. He's so bouncy and cute and full of energy, it's just so precious. He's so social and loves to spend time around other dragons, other people, anybody. Now, he ain't a pushover because he can defend himself pretty darn well. And if he were human, his comebacks could knock someone out cold. But he's mostly just a big baby and I love him. And this is Blackberry the Devilish Dervish. Now, he was my second dragon I ever got. At the time, Devilish Dervish eggs cost coins, not gems. And I worked so hard through quests and racing with my first dragon to get him, and I was so excited when he finally hatched. He is so kind, so loyal, and so incredible, and although I haven't been spending as much time with him as I used to, I still love every moment I do spend with him. This is Cinnamon the Grim Gnasher. She can be pretty cross and stern with other dragons. She doesn't mind other people, or rather, doesn't give a frick about them. Kinda spicy, like Cinnamon, eh? With her personality? Okay, I'm gonna stop. Since Grim Gnashers are pack dragons, she's very close and involved with my dragons and me, but she doesn't really care about anyone outside of that. I have trained her not to attack and eat other dragons as well, and she's very good with that. And just very good overall. This is Pear the Prickleboggle. He may be slow, but he is very caring and kind and is so willing to help others. He is very close to my catastrophic Quaken and Thunderpeed, and he is just so helpful, responsible, and trustworthy. He is loving, and as slow as he is, he still tries to rush to someone's aid when they need it. He is the guy who constantly asks, "What can I do to help?" And I really appreciate that. This is Lime the Rain Cutter. He's pretty chill and mostly just lays around doing nothing. He'll occasionally play and converse, and he's nice, but he mostly just sits there all day. However, a rainstorm comes in, and this big boy is outside playing in the rain, scooping up mud and worms, running around with my other dragons, and being a joy to be around. Guess rain cutters really do love the rain, don't they? This is Silver the Razor Whip. Oh, the memories I've made with her, my fifth dragon ever. She's so gorgeous, so loyal, faithful, protective without being a helicopter, and just incredible. She's just a joy to be around, and she's very sassy when she wants to be, which is always hysterical. She's quite strong and very much wants to protect others, and just truly represents everything great about Razor Whips. This is Leafcutter the Scuttleclaw. First, to explain the name, the back scales, look like leaves. And because he's in the sharp class, you get the cutter, leaf cutter. Second, he is so childish and playful and friendly, and everyone loves his vibe and energy. Scuttle claws are generally very childish, so that's not abnormal, but he can actually be pretty responsible when he needs to be, and is very reliable. Lastly, I love his colors, and I especially love him dearly. Look at how cute he is. This is Ocean the Shivertooth. This girl is just so done with everything, and yet she's so funny about it. She loves to spend time with my dragons and me, especially outdoors, but anytime some other dragon is being a nuisance, she just gives them this little glare like, mate, please. What is this frickery? It's so funny. She's a very adventurous and pretty dragon, but most of all, she is a complete mood. And here we have Lily the Speed Stinger. Her name was going to be spelled Lily, but for some reason it wasn't allowed, so it's now spelled Llie. Anyway, despite being unable to fly, she is still able to race with other dragons, even if it's not in Thunder Run racing. Since Speed Stingers live in packs, she's very social, kind, and protective. She can be kind of snarky with other students and their dragons, but for the most part, she's very pleasant and she's very precious. This is Stormy the Stormcutter. I remember working so hard to get enough gems to get her, and when I finally did, I was so happy. She's prideful while still being humble, sweet and sassy, and playful while still knowing when to be serious. She's everything that makes Stormcutter so amazing. I love spending time with her and just flying around, and she loves being with me. Everyone around her loves her, and she really lives up to her potential, and she is truly an icon. And this is Snake, my timberjack. I'm sorry, I named him before the Slitherwing was discovered, don't at me. Anywho, he freaking loves to fly around and can stay in the air for hours, which is great for long distance travel. He'll still recognize when I need to take a break and is very nice about it. He's very quiet, gentle, and helpful, particularly with cutting down trees and lumber, which is great. And he loves back scratches since his wings are so huge and he can't reach. So, yeah, that's Snake. Now we're taking a hot transition over to the Stoker class. And the first dragon in that class is Remington the Abominable. Fun fact, I named him after my dog. No, my dog does not reflect the Abominable's rather unfortunate appearance. Very unfortunate. Anyway, this Remington dragon is very nice and positive despite the horrid misfortune of having a neck that frickin' thin. Like, I don't know how he does it. He somehow doesn't feel much pain from the lack of support. And with how bouncy and goofy he is with a positive look on the world, I really admire him for that. This is Flamethrower the Fire Terror. He's very fun and likes to be around other people and my dragons. Fire Terrors are pack based. He's especially good friends with my Night Terror, and they're just absolute nutcases together. It's really cute and amusing. He does like to consume fire and then spit it back out at targets like a literal flamethrower, hence the name. And he's a legit nut job, but I flipping love it. And this is Fireball, the fireworm queen. This biscuit treats every one of my dragons like they're a fireworm of hers. It's insane. She thankfully isn't overbearing since we worked on it to make sure she wasn't, and she's fairly okay with other dragons that aren't my own. Now, with my own, fully regal. With other dragons, just chillin'. With other fireworm queens, bombastic side eye. Never aggressive, but doesn't interact with them. But hey, she's still very noble. And this is Sunny the Flame Whipper. She is always climbing on walls and being crazy, but she's super sweet and actually a very good listener, so a fair amount of my dragons go to her just to rant about something that happened outside the stables, and she listens. I really admire her, and she very much acts sunny because her personality is just so bright and bubbly. And I mean, let's be real. She looks like a gecko, and it's fan-freaking-tastic. This is Grape the Hubble Grunt. Now, before I continue, why does the Hubble Grunt have a thread tail model? Now, continuing, since the Hubble Grunt is rare in the Stoker class, Grape does have a bit of pride, but it's not enough to become cocky. She has high self-esteem, but she's not selfish. She's still rather sensitive from her fan that can basically predict the future a split second before it happens. Yes, that's a thing, look it up. But her personality ain't sensitive. It's strong yet gentle, and we're here for it. This is Apple the Mold Ruffle. He spends a lot of time by volcanoes, which just happens to be where I shouldn't be because that would likely kill me. Does he hate me? Nope. In fact, he loves to hear me spill the tea about other dragons or other students who are being ridiculous. Or other students' dragons, I mean. He happens to like being more solitary, but he still likes socializing at mealtimes. He's ironically very cool, if you get what I mean. And here is Gumdrop, the monstrous nightmare. Ugh, the memories with this sweet yet fiery girl. Her personality is spicy in all the best ways. Now, I normally don't like spicy things, but her personality, I live for it. She's more of a conserved, classy Hook Fang, but when she's mad, she'll let you know. I named her Gumdrop because when she sleeps while on fire, she just kind of looks like a fiery gumdrop to me. So, yeah. Don't ask, I have no answers. But anyway, she's an absolute legend. And this is Panda the Night Terror. Don't ask about the name, I don't know. She's very playful and sweet and loves to be around others. She's a bit shy around other people and their dragons, but with mine, she's just so sweet and bubbly. She hangs out with Flamethrower a lot, and when she does spend time with me, she prefers to just lay in the shade and rest her head on my lap. She, much like my other nocturnal dragons, is more active at night, but she's not noisy at all, which I very much appreciate. This is Ghost, the Silver Phantom. Can I just say, the Silver Phantom looks so cool. Okay, that bit's done. Ghost is pretty quiet and spends most of his time in the sky. He might as well act like a whole mystery because he really likes flying at night and feeling the cool night air go against him, and feeling the wind go through his wings. He's very polite and honest and just a pleasant, good dragon overall. This is Sasha the Singe-Tail. Her name was going to have one A after the S School of Dragons. Why it had to have two, not me. Anyway, Sasha is a very outgoing dragon. She's got a lot of personality, but it's not too much to be annoying or anything. Although she can be quite loud sometimes, but she knows her limits. I mean, just look at her. She's a big, adorable derp. And here's Terry, the terrible terror. She may be small, but she's got attitude. She'll set you straight if you're being dumb. However, she is still a sweetheart and loves to snuggle with me. She'll play around with other dragons by crawling around and being silly, and she is also very good and efficient with terror mail. She truly does show people that size, doesn't always count. And here is Watermelon, the Tifu. She is very relaxed and will occasionally help others out because she likes to make others smile. I wish she was more involved than she is, though, because she has so much potential and it seems like she doesn't see it while my other dragons and me do. She gets a little better each day, though, with constant praise, and she really does act like a metaphorical mother with how protective and patient she can be. And hey, her fire is really awesome, and she eats all my eels. So that's fantastic. Alright, we are flying high right into the strike class. So, the first dragon of the strike class is Tusker the Death Gripper. He is so goofy and playful, but he can be a little rough sometimes and pretty flippin' protective of me around other people and their dragons, considering he's a Death Gripper. I managed to get the prey drive out of him, so if he does use it, it's on toys or something. He happened to be interested in me after coming from Grimmel, so he was a bit of a challenge, but I like challenges, and I'm very proud of what he's accomplished. This is Lyrie the Light Fury. Lyrie is my nickname for her, by the way. When she visits from the hidden world with Toothless, she mostly spends time with the dragon riders and very much enjoys their company, but she is skittish as heck with other students. There are only a few select students that she'll be around, much less let them ride her, and I'm one of them. I guess she just feels more comfortable around my dragons than me. And you know what? I'm glad she's getting used to other people after her trauma with Grimmel. And here is my own Light Fury named Fluffy. I am gonna say, when I first saw the Light Fury, the little light aura around her made me think, huh, I know she isn't, but she looks a little fluffy. There, you have your answer for the name. Now, Fluffy is like the exact polar opposite of Lyrie. Like Lyrie, she's pretty, but Fluffy is very sweet and loves being around people and other dragons. Can she be a little skittish? When meeting new people, yeah. But unlike Lyrie, she warms up to them a lot faster and very much enjoys being around them instead of just being comfortable. And I mean, just look at her. She's so gorgeous. She's stunning. And now we have the one and only, the man, the myth, and the legend, or rather, the dragon, the myth, and the legend himself, Toothless the Night Fury. Obviously, he's not my dragon, but when he visits from the hidden world, he mostly spends time with Hiccup, but he tends to visit me a lot. He works very well with everyone in my stables, and he may be the alpha, but he still listens to and respects my leader. And he's just a giant cat in a nutshell. However, I will say if I had my own Night Fury, it would be a girl and her name would be Sugar because she'd be as sweet as sugar. So original, I know. And this is Rough Runner, the Nightlight. This boy is a sleepy boy. And he and his siblings freaking love spending time with my dragons whenever they visit. He tends to just sleep in the Nightlight stable all day, and it's such a mood. He's my favorite Nightlight, not just because he was the first one I saw, but because he's just so relatable. If I could sleep all day, I definitely would. Heck, I could watch him sleep all day. And I'd be happy. Anyway, if I had my own Nightlight that looked like him, he'd be a shy, quiet boy named Galaxy. And here is Dart the Nightlight. I used to think Dart was a boy, not gonna lie. But anyway, she is so curious and adventurous about everything, and it's so precious. She's sometimes too curious, but it's nothing that I can't handle. I love the little sounds she makes, and she's just so cute. I mean, look at her. I just want to boop the little nose that she has. Anyway, if I had my own Nightlight that looked like her, it'd be a crazy, energetic boy named Indy. And here we have Pouncer the Nightlight. Not gonna lie, I used to think he was a girl, but he's a very rowdy goofball. He tends to play around with Rough Runner, but on occasion he'll play with more energetic dragons. Because let's be real, Rough Runner is anything but energetic, and is rarely ever sitting still in his stable. I definitely think Pouncer's name is very fitting, though. If I had a Nightlight that looked like him, it'd be a sassy, dramatic girl named Carlotta. I know, weird name, but do I care? No. And here we have Chocolate the Skrill. One of the first things she did was roll around in some crates of chocolate I had, for some reason. So she smelled like it, hence the name. She can be very silly like that with her friends since she legit does not care about what anybody has to say about her personality, and she's pretty easygoing. But outside the stables, she stares people down like they've been enemies for years. She's fairly protective, but not enough to be too aggressive unless she has to be, and she really represents Skrills well. And this is Snow White the Snow Wraith. She's a very nice gal, very kind, very caring, pretty skittish around those she doesn't know, but she won't really be aggressive to them or anything. She can be pretty frickin' strong when she needs to be, though. But she's mostly just kinda chilling out, no pun intended, and relaxing amongst her friends. She's fast and rather elegant, so, to me, it's a win-win. Here we have Scorpion, the triple strike, the dragon that really does look like a Pokemon. He's fast, he's furious, and he's in a frenzy almost every day. He loves to challenge himself with things such as targets and racing, but not too much to wear himself out, and he gets a lot of self-esteem from it, but he isn't cocky or overly prideful. I hatched him after his mother gave me the egg, and I'm sure with how loyal and noble he is, she would be as proud of him as I am. And here we have Cookie the Woolly Owl. Oh, I love her. We've been through so much together, training her to excel in dragon tactics, and she works so hard and smart. I can really trust her and rely on her. Woolly Howls are probably my favorite dragons that have the quote unquote Fury model similar to that of the Night Fury, like Toothless. And she truly shows why that is. She's loyal, highly intelligent, responsible, a hard worker, super kind to everyone, protective when she needs to be, and just so lovely and understanding around everyone. And she's just super cute. Cookie is truly, truly an icon in my stables. And we are swimming on over to the title class now, and the first dragon in that class is Queen, the Sand Wraith. I know, I don't know why the U had to be replaced with a W. I questioned School of Dragons a lot about it. Anyway, Queen really does live up to her name because she just expresses how much of a leader she is in everything she does. She is so willing to help others and also let others have their spotlight, and I really admire her for that. She and I race a lot during events, and she's just great overall. I mean, I might as well nickname her a girl boss. Here we have Milk the Scaldron. He and I have so much history together. I got him after getting 1,000 sheep in Thunderland Racing, and I was so excited. I've trained him to not eat liquefiers and sea shockers, and he really followed through on that. And then we spent so much time doing the hourly battles along with my Screaming Death, and he has worked so hard, it's incredible. He has since retired from the hourly battles and now does Dragon Tactics, where he continues to be amazing. He's so nice and trustworthy, very thankful for the sunscreen so that he doesn't dry up like a dang raisin, and really, he's truly, truly, truly memorable in the best possible way. And here we have Eclair and Blixt. Eclair should have an accent over the E, but anyway, they are the Sea Stormer. Ah, the hourly battle replacement, and the only multi-headed dragon that's female. These two are such hard workers, and they're really good in dragon tactics too. They're very humble about it, and so sweet, so reliable, so amazing and awesome, and every other word like that I could think of. And I just freaking love them. These girls also love to be around others, and I couldn't have asked for anything more from these two. And I will cherish every memory I have with them. Here we have Neon Rainbow, the Shockjaw. She is very snarky, sassy, and kind of stubborn. She doesn't always want to do things, but she'll still do them with the most passive-aggressive look I ever did see. But hey, at least she doesn't complain and she does a good job. She's not very fond of people or dragons, only really my dragons and me. With my dragons, she's very serious yet funny, kind of like a dry sense of humor. And she does show very loving affection on occasion, so she does care a lot about us deep down. And here we have Mermaid of the Sliquifier. She used to be so scared of everything, especially Scaldrons. But after a lot of training, she is now quite adventurous and actually gets along great with my Scaldron, who, God bless it, was very patient during that training. She's very cute and kind and loves to spend time with others exploring different islands. I'm very proud of where she is now, and hey, she looks great. Especially those colors. And here we have Tornado the Thunder Drum. This boy is very loud. He's very close with my Screaming Death because of it, but they know their boundaries, which is nice. Even though he's deaf, he's still very understanding and kind and very obedient, which I very much appreciate. So, basically, even though he can be kind of crazy, he knows when it's okay to be crazy and when it's time to be serious, which is good. And this is Blueberry the Tide Glider. Now she do be liking that sunscreen I made for her and other dragons that can't be in the sun for that long. Anyway, she's fairly solitary and doesn't really like interacting with other people or dragons during the day, except during meal times. During meal times, she's very social and likes listening to the events of someone's day, my dragons or me, and expressing her own experiences. Why she'd rather be alone during the day, I will never know. But hey, as long as she's happy, then I'm happy. And this is Shannon, the Windwalker. Love the name of the species, by the way. She acts like such a tomboy, I swear. She likes being very sporty and adventurous, spending a lot of her day outdoors. She's constantly exploring and not acting at all feminine. Cough, cough, I'm like Lyrie, cough, cough. She's still super sweet and very inclusive with everyone, making sure that everyone has a great time when she hangs out with them, which is just bloody great. And we have found ourselves at the tracker class, the very last class. We're nearing the end. Alright, these species aren't in alphabetical order, but you'll understand it a bit. And this dragon here is Seaweed the Mudraker. He prefers to spend most of his time alone, but he's still very polite and nice. He can definitely find things in water, which he gladly helps with, which is super appreciated. He's very kind, obedient, and gets along with everyone, but during the day he just tends to spend his time in swamps alone. But hey, if he likes it and he's happy, that's great, because I just want him to be happy. And here is Strawberry the Rumblehorn. She's super protective of people and wants to make sure people are safe all the time. She's not like overly protective of people or stupid worried all the time, but she does check to see if everything's alright a fair amount of the time. She's super sweet and very faithful, and she's also very strong and pretty much like a bloodhound. She can find anything and loves to help out others, and I just really admire her. And this is Coco, the Deadly Natter. So she is my very first dragon I ever had, and words cannot properly describe how much I love her. She and I have spent so much time together, done so much together, that she and I have such a strong bond. From the moment she hatched, she and I were inseparable. As inexperienced as I was, she still loved me and was so patient. And now she's incredibly strong, incredibly fast, and our bond is so strong she's essentially the literal alpha of the group. She gets so much respect, and everyone loves her because she's wise, encouraging, respectful, responsible, kind, caring, loving, independent, and just a born leader. She and I worked so hard to get my second dragon through a lot of quests and Thunder Run racing. She's been by my side constantly in dragon tactics and even outside of that, whether it be the good, the bad, or the ugly. She loves spending time with my other dragons, getting to know other people's dragons and the people themselves, but she still knows when to stop someone's ridiculousness because of her authority and when to get defensive because she's so protective, and she's not stressed at all about it. But most of all, there is nothing she loves more than spending time with me. She and I have done everything together. Everything. And I will cherish every moment we've spent together. Every single memory we share. The funny ones, the wholesome ones, the sad ones. All of them. Just because they were with her. This might make me sound childish because at the end of the day this is a game, but I don't care. After the game's gone, I'm going to miss her so much. I'll never forget her. I'll always remember her, and I love her beyond infinity. I will always love Coco, my best friend in the dragon world. So that was all of my dragons on School of Dragons. Well, except for the random grotzicle I got from a glitch of whom I nicknamed Imposter. Anyway, but those were all the ones that I have, and I just want to thank School of Dragons for everything and basically making my childhood even better and strengthening the love that I have for How to Train Your Dragon. As buggy and glitchy as the game could be, it was still such a highlight of my life. And I hope all of you enjoyed this video. And for those who played the game, enjoyed the journey. And yeah, please comment, like, and subscribe. Well, comment if you can. Suggest any future LPS ideas if you have any, because I really need them. And I will likely be making, well, not likely, I will be making other All My Dragon videos where my other account /Vikings. So expect those in the future. And yeah, it's time to say goodbye, Coco. Toodles.